We'll do it live.
Okay. Well, no.
We'll do it live.
Yes, sir. Let's jump right into it, man. RJ, imagine the mayor of your city blowing 85K of your hard-earned taxpayer dollars on a party and only having 70 to 100 people show up. That's exactly what happened to Dalton's mayor, Tiffany Henyard, also known as the Super Mayor. RJ, she did it again.
Yeah, man. I think if she had instead of spending $85,000 on the event itself, she could have spent $50,000 and used the remaining 35 to market, and at least would get some money. But hey, I guess that's why it's good to have a bit of a business background, successful business background, I have to add. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Before we continue, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also stay tuned because we will announce in a bit the best comment of last week. KR, with that being said, we can move to the first topic of today.
Yes. Let's press the banner, unlike what we did last week. Tiffany Henyard's 85K taxpayer-funded party. Yeah, man. Today we're gonna break down the shocking details behind this scandalous event, man. I mean, this is I don't know. By this time, I think it's on a weekly basis there is another scandal, and of course, this is an older event. This was organized somewhere in August, but just now they have calculated how much was spent on it, and man, 85K, and only 100 people showed up. Let's take a look at what they had to say about it. Fair use.
The self-proclaimed super mayor is also apparently a super fan. She flew in nationally known R&B singer Kiki Wyatt to headline the Taste of Thornton Township last month.
Wait a second. Who did they call her a super fan?
That's what she.
They don't know what fan is. They know the old school fan. They don't know the new ones. She's a Drake.
Let's continue. She's a fan.
Hey, man. Let's continue.
There were other performers plus daytime events for kids, but given the fury over Tiffany Henyard's spending, we were curious what the event cost. WGN Investigates obtained the bills through open records laws. They show Kiki Wyatt was paid $30,000 for a 30-minute performance. Rapper Jay Holiday made $20,000 for a half-hour set. Other costs, including comedians, bounce houses, staff, and equipment, add $35,000. Meaning this single-day event.
What did they call Jay Holiday? Did they call him a rapper?
They call him a rapper. I don't know who Jay Holiday is, to be honest. Is he a singer? R&B singer?
He's a singer. I don't think he's a rapper. He has the song Bed. I'm going to put you to bed, to bed, to bed.
I have no idea who he is, but I guess
they
also use, don't forget, they also use the word rapper for Nigga. So we know he's an Nigga.
Well, I think they saw. Can you pull up the picture they took of him? They showed of him?
Yes. Let me go back a little bit. This one.
I thought he still had the braids on because I was about to say they probably looked at his pic, saw the braids, and said he a rapper. Now, why would this guy be a rapper though? Anyway, let's proceed.
Like I said,
this WG
rapper is another word for Nigga for some of these
ninjas. Just like talk.
Let's continue.
Comedians, bounce houses, staff, and equipment
at
$35,000. Meaning this single day event cost South suburban taxpayers more than $85,000.
I was flabbergasted.
I was pissed
Hoodwink.
off. That's my money. That's the people's money.
That was a flop. It might have been approximately 65 to 70 people there.
We out here at Taste of Thornton. Yeah, keep
Wait,
raining, but it's still going on. Right now they got
Go
the
back. Show it when Tiffany Henyard started talk.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Let me.
I'm trying to be a bit more analytical. Stop it. Do you see what I see?
I see a black woman where everyone is hating on, but maybe you see something else.
I'm seeing an empty bench. Do you see that? She had the she had the option to record any place else. And if you just play the video, you'll see that it's not, because sometimes you might say, okay, it's maybe that angle, right? So play the video.
It's like the election angle where they take pictures of an angle where you ask yourself, I think there are 100,000 people, but if you look at the other side, it's just 2 people. Well, anyway.
On both sides, empty.
Still going on.
Look at this.
Right now they got the comedians up there.
To be clear, Henyard's predecessor also threw a Taste of Thornton Township event, but not on this scale.
But see, this all for the babies. This is what they don't show you. They don't show you this side of Tiffany Henyard. The productivity.
She liked
the productivity. I don't know what kind of productivity this is, man.
What is productivity?
I don't know.
Does she know what
all jokes
productivity
aside.
is?
So basically the question is, well, this was of course before that block that was, I mean, this agreement was already before the block by the Dalton trustees that they put last month, where they basically said you're not allowed to spend beyond this cap. So these agreements were already set. So basically, probably this is gonna be the last. This is gonna be the last party, a last hooray maybe. But it will also mean that it's an additional $85K that's added to that $3.6 million in debt that they are. RJ.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, timing, man. Timing. You can't be serious. You can really think that you can out market yourself and out brand yourself out of a court case. And she's still working on the perception, right? So she wants to create the perception and maintain the perception that she's for the people. But at the end of the day, KaiR, if you're responsible for a company, for a household, for a department, for an organization, you need to look at what the necessary actions are that have to be taken in order to benefit the people who rely on you. So if you are a parent, for example, just to make an analogy, if you're a parent and all your focus is on letting your kid say, my mom is my best friend, my mom's my friend, my dad's my friend, then most likely you won't be a great parent, because then your focus you'll focus more on pleasing than teaching, more on satisfying your kids' needs than doing what you need to do in order to set your children up for a better position in life. Some parents only do the setup. What you're laughing at, man? Bums?
Continue.
Are you thinking about bums?
No. Continue. I don't want to talk about what I'm laughing about. Oh man! If I go there, we might get a strike. This is I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about this one. Continue.
Yeah. No, but
Anyway,
I
so
think the timing. I think the timing is off, especially because I believe there's an investigation going on still.
yeah, but think about it, right? She spent $50,000 on 60 minutes of music. $50,000. That's about 1,200 for each attendee.
On has-beens. Not even like. Not
Come
even
on, man.
like.
Come on, man. Why do they try to drag the
No,
artist?
no, I didn't
They're,
mean it.
they're, they're asking their amount. You know, they're asking their amount. You're the one who's you decide to pay
I'm
him.
flatting. I'm flatting. Listen. Sorry, Marlon. Uh, but no, I guess maybe I worded it wrong. But these are not artists that are.
Maybe.
These are not
Maybe.
artists that they're not relevant. Let's be honest. Kiki
You're,
Wyatt and
you're,
Jay
you're
Holiday
right
are
on that
still.
one.
I mean, they're great. Well,
Don't get
so you
backhand
have
compliments, man.
classics, and Jay Holiday has one classic. I can argue. Let's say I would argue he has one classic for a specific group of, let's say, for a specific generation.
Yeah.
But is it? I mean, I think if they had paid Kiki, what's the other Kiki?
Palmer?
Kiki, no, not Kiki Palmer, the other one.
Which Kiki?
Which one is Kiki Palmer? Yeah, Palmer. Yeah, that's one. The one who's pregnant allegedly. Well, no. Let me scratch that. Let me scratch that.
Scratch
I don't
that.
know.
We don't
That's
know
okay.
about that.
We
We
don't know
don't
about
know
that.
about that.
I know. This is something I
We
read.
don't want no. We don't want no
No, I don't know.
lawsuits, man.
Don't send. No, I'm not gonna implicate you. Guys,
Now you
I
want
don't
to
know
drag me
whether
to
this
your
is the
level?
truth or not.
No, we don't know. But
I just saw it somewhere, and of course, but nowadays these AI people are using AI, and people are still. Maybe that's gonna be Tiffany's next argument. It's all AI.
it's all
The
AI. That wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Lori is an AI. The financial reports are AI produced. I don't
Now,
know.
but think about it, right? Her whole leadership style, like you said, it's all upside down. She's the one who's like a dictator of the city. She's not a mayor. She's uh, putting out what she thinks that needs to be done, and everyone has to bow down to what she says. And she's even ignored her trustees. They had to go that far, RJ, to hire Lori Lightfoot to investigate her. Think about it. Now people are turning against her own people, her own people that affiliated with her, the former assistant, her former assistant who's also a trustee, that top cop, he's gonna turn on her. Definitely. He's gonna snitch. He's gonna tell it all. But yeah, it's very crazy if you think about it, right? This is actually a whole mess. It's a whole mess. The town is in millions of debt. Now you put another 85K, and only you, you organize a party that's 85K, costing everyone 85K, and only 70 people show up. One
Yeah.
thing, it's a win, however, for the trustees. But it's a high bill to find out that you're winning. Because think about it. If only 70 people show up, that might seem like a lot of people are not supporting her. So I mean, it's a high bill for a win, but now you know that you're on the right direction, at least. Right?
And yeah, you know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? KR as it relates to the cop. This thought just popped into my head. Maybe He didn't willingly participate.
Louis Lacey.
I'm
How
talking
so?
about the head of police.
Yeah, Louis Lacey, or the interim head of police.
Yeah. So I'm saying maybe didn't participate actively. Maybe Tiffany found out that there are certain fraudulent things and used it against him in order to manipulate him.
Oh, probably.
If that's not what happened, that's probably what he'll say, though. As it relates.
Yeah, but I mean, you know how these deals go. These people will say anything behind closed doors to the cops. We know of Woody. Woody is now claiming, this is the crazy story. Woody was telling it all, and it was obvious that he was telling it all because he was fed up of how he was treated by Young Thug.
Yeah.
And now he's sitting in the stand and saying, I lied to the police. I'm not a snitch. I decided to lie because I wanted to keep the police off my back. Knowingly, everyone knows that the guy had problems with Thug. He also wanted to pop Thug. Probably that's also what Lewis will claim. He will snitch, and when he's on the stand, he's gonna say, I didn't say that. Judge, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fraudulently bankrupt myself. Is that how Jay Holiday sings? I tried to put it to bed, but baby.
I don't know.
Anyway.
What he'll say is, Judge, are you saying nothing that I say today can be used against me? All right. Me and threat up a rich homie wants daddy barbershop.
Wait a second. He's gonna do it again. Ask the judge. Don't forget the point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did something else, but I'll do it this way. Your Honor, you saying that anything I say today can be used against me, right? All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Me and Treasure out of Rich Homie Kwan's daddy barbershop.
I've seen him do it.
Oh my God. Classic. Ayo, that was a classic moment, man. You tell me.
Dude, Woody is entertaining.
Woody is an entertaining fella. That's what for sure. He's gonna be at least for this year. He's gonna milk that out. He better milk it out right now because I think probably next year he won't be as relevant. But anyway, is there anything else you want to say about this situation?
No, there's nothing else I have to say about this situation.
Okay, so guys, I want to hear from you. Now, do you think Tiffany Henyard's spending habits are just the tip of the iceberg? Do you believe she's trying to genuinely uplift her community? I have to. Why did I write this question?
She's trying to lift them.
Yeah, she's trying to lift them. Do you think this federal do you think this federal investigation will bring her down? Or will she dodge the bullet? Let us know in the comments. We'll be featuring the most interesting comment in the next video. RJ.
Yes, we'll feature it. And stay tuned, of course, because in a bit we'll announce the best comment of last week. But don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon for more updates, but stay tuned because here we drop different stories where we discuss trending topics and try to explore uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. Thank you for watching, and let's keep the conversation going in the comment section below. KaiR.
Yes, sir. Let's give a major shout out to Wayne Newman, 6481. Last week, he dropped a comment. I had to laugh when I read this one, man. He said, wait a second. And this is what was a comment on the 50 Dame Dash show we had last week, right?
Yeah.
He said, wait a second. This guy is running around popping ish every chance he gets with false teeth in his mouth. Okay, all right. I'll leave y'all to it.
Yeah.
Hey man, that was a crazy show. I'll say it's a crazy story if you think about it, because like I said in the comments, I replied to him. It's, if you think about it, back in the days, Dame was the one who was clowning everyone. If you were slightly bummy, didn't wear brand clothes, you were
Yeah.
considered a bum and was clowned right away by
Goofy.
Dame.
Goofy.
The cakeaholic, as he called himself. He called himself the cakeaholic. Now you barely can chew. Like I said, he can barely chew on the humble pie. Can't even chew on the humble pie. What are we doing?
What did you say you can chew on?
He cannot chew on the piece of the slice of the humble pie.
Oh, I thought you said. I heard papaya.
Well, it's the same. He can chew on nothing. He can nibble on nothing, my man. The man had the saber tooth hanging, one saber tooth. Anyway, hey, shout out to Dame, man. It's a shame to see someone
No, well,
fall
so
off
I'll
like
give
this.
you no. You know what it is, KR. A lot of artists, when they get big, they do get like new teeth. I talked about it. They talk about getting new teeth. I think if this had happened to anyone else, it would be okay. But Dame, is clowning Dame because of
I don't
who
know.
he is, because of
I don't know.
what he does
I
when he
don't
goes
know.
to interview. You know, because he judges everyone. That's goofy. That's what. So
Yeah.
that's
You
like
might be right on
bullet
that.
material. That because if
You might be right.
I mean, look at artists, athletes, like perfect, like rows of teeth, white teeth. It's like a thing that when they get big, they get new teeth. There's nothing wrong with that. But
No, that's
in
true.
his case, the problem is that he talks trash about everyone. And so when it fall out, and then he said these are dentures.
He's dentist, man. I'm an old young guy, man. Okay, hey, let's go to the next topic, man.
Yeah, let's go to the next topic.
Reddit story. What kind of Reddit story do you have for us today,
Yes. Yeah. Put your hat on.
RJ?
I'm gonna look if we're gonna do this type of fish. I'm gonna get me my own fisherman's hat and glasses, man. Okay.
Let me put my hat on like an old boy, you know? No teeth.
All
I need
right.
to nibble a little bit, like this. Yeah, I'm an old player, man. Old player.
All right.
Where's the
Like
where are the girls at?
okay.
Where are the girls at, man? I'm trying to get some girls to take home.
All right. So
Player.
can we start?
Okay, let's start.
Today's segment, I'm going to talk about a wife who went on Reddit to say
Ah,
that she committed adultery after an
who would have
8-year
guessed?
drop.
Who would have guessed?
So
My man.
the story goes as follow. The title is so that the woman is 38 and the husband is 51. So there's a 13-year age gap. My husband hasn't had intercourse with me in 8 years. I cheated on him last night and need to tell him, but how? I met my husband when I was 26. We got married 2 years later, and then the last time we were intimate was just before my 31st birthday. Not even on the birthday, Kier. He's always had a bit of a problem maintaining a upright position, and my drive has always been much higher than his. But one day he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore and said he didn't want to put that pressure on himself. Since then, we would rarely even hug and kiss and cuddle. I think I have performed services on him, intellectual services on him, mental services on him, maybe 5 times. I've asked him to go to the doctors. I've suggested couple therapy and even intimacy therapy hundreds of times. He's just not interested. I'm no supermodel, but I also know I'm not unattractive. I go to the gym 3 times a week and still get hit on at work, at gym, bars, etc. I don't know what
That's
else I
not
can
the
do. I
stand.
stayed,
That's not how you should judge it. Because
guys
women
will hit
say
on
it
anything.
themselves. They'll hit anything. So don't forget about that. Women say it themselves, forgetting that what they might be that anything. But okay, continue.
I've stayed with him as he's a good man and we have a lot in common and have a good time together, always laughing and joking, but I just want intimacy. I've
Mm.
never put any pressure on him. And before he stopped, I'd make sure not to initiate more than once a week so he doesn't feel under pressure. Last night I
Under
was out with a group of
pressure.
friends. I don't drink at all.
Mm.
So I was the designated driver.
Damn.
She spells it out with a double capital D. I hope this is not a trailer to the movie coming up next. My friend group got talking to a group of men, and one of the men shown a real interest in me. At one point, he ran his hand down my arm, and I felt my knees buckle just from the excitement of being touched. Then later on, when we were walking, he had his hand on the small of my back, and as it worked its way down to my bum, I had to physically stop myself from lunging on him. My body
Mm.
felt electric. When we left, I gave him my number and I knew what was coming. I have no excuses.
You have to do what you
Dropped
have
off
to
my
do.
friends off and then checked my phone. I had a message from him. I replied saying, "Do you want a lift home?"
Oh
He said
no.
yes and told me where to pick him up.
In the
I knew what
car.
was happening and
Jesus.
drove there with a big smile on my face. Even stopping at a petrol station, this is probably in the UK, to buy what Shannon Sharpe has been broadcasting after his recent IG Live mishap, also known as what Drake puts hot sauce in. In case he didn't have any, I picked him up, so it's basically protection. I picked him up and drove off, not even asking where he lived. I just drove to a car park nearby, and as soon as I parked up, I jumped on him. It was only 10 minutes, but I forgot how amazing it felt to be wanted. All the frustrations gone. I sat back in my chair and started laughing hysterically with how happy I was. I drove him home with a big smile on my face, and even when I got home, I've been too high to go to sleep. I don't feel bad. I feel satisfied and like I'm worth more than being a cook and cleaner. Oh, I almost misread that one, KaiR. For the first time in years, I feel human. I know I have to tell him though. I cheated. No ifs and buts. I broke the terms of our vows and I need to face the consequences. If he wants to stay together, I'll be the best wife I can be. If he wants to split up, then I'll walk away without a fight as I was the one who broke this. He's away today and back home. Tomorrow. I don't want to make excuses, so I need to tell him in a way that won't blame him. How do I explain it without saying I have needs and you aren't fulfilling them? I thought about basically saying something like, "This is not your fault and all me. I had plenty of chances to stop myself and didn't. I encourage it and it's something broken inside me, which is why I did it." Oh, okay. I thought something was left broken inside. I'm gonna reread that one. I encouraged it and it's something broken inside me, which is why I did it, and that's why I'll understand if you don't want to stay with me and risk it happening again. But that sounds too much like I'm saying I don't care if he leaves. I don't know how to say this. I don't even know if I can go back to our version of normal now, knowing that there are people out there who do want to touch me.
Lord have mercy,
So,
I'm about to bust.
ah, can you play it again?
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Oh my. KR.
She was waiting. I feel sorry for that guy, man. That shit probably was full of cobweb.
Oh, for the guy she cheated with.
Just a joke. It's just a regular joke. To go back to the question, was she wrong? Is she the AO? No, you're not. I think a part of a relationship is also the part of intimacy, being great partner and being a good cohesive partnership is one part. The intimacy is a requirement. Otherwise, you might as well stay friends. Be a fellow person who's renting pay half of your rent, they pay half of the rent, and you're living together. Because otherwise, what's the need? I mean, intimacy is important. So I don't think she's a hole for this. I think she could have been more vocal about it to him. Also gave him an ultimatum. Another fan of cheating. Because at the end of the day, it's still. I mean, she's for a. It's a bit surprising to see her taking the responsibility of her actions, because a lot of people would have said it's his fault, but she's a mature lady that is taking full responsibility for the crazy things she did. The man could have been well, we know there are some weirdos out here that lure people, but okay. He could have been one of those, but hey, you got to do what you have to do. But all in all, I think I think she should have maybe talked to been more vocal about it, because she let it go and the guy doesn't feel. Maybe you should just break up if there is no. I mean, she still finds him a great partner, but it's just the intimacy part. Maybe he agrees to let her go smash some guy, and he's sitting in the corner
Yeah.
voyeuring
Yeah.
the whole situation. I don't know, man.
But she's also asking what would be
CUACK.
the best. She's also asking what would be the best way to communicate it. So
The
she
best way?
wants to communicate it without it coming over as her saying it's your fault that I did it.
Just saying I cheated and I made a mistake. There
Well,
know
is
what
it a
he knows
mistake?
that
It's
it's
not.
his fault. If the guy can think, it's his.
It is his fault.
They haven't been intimate, so
You
there's no
know.
way. There's no way to go around this.
This is the way I look at it is as follows. Intimacy is a very important part,
Yeah.
and it oftentimes get overshadowed
No,
because
it doesn't get
it's
overshadowed. People
yes, it does.
manipulate situations for that. It's used as
What did you say?
manipulation tool. Intimacy is a lot of times used as a manipulation tool.
Yeah. So what I want to say is the following. So this just to give an example. I understand the manipulation part, but it gets put on a lower level than, for example, all other things. So it's very important. So people will say it's very important. But if you say if you just come out straight right and say I wanna you talk to someone you don't know and you say I wanna be intimate with you, then they'll say, wow, how dare you? You didn't buy me anything, etc. So there's this whole stack of things that needs to get taken care of to just for the thing that's so important to take place. And so
Are you talking
it's
about a
like
date, or are you talking about the partnership part at this moment?
also a partnership. Because look,
Okay,
this is
that's
what I'm
part of,
talking.
but it's totally different. The whole dynamic
Well,
is
it's the
slightly
same
different, I
thing.
think.
It's the same thing because it's the same
Oh,
thing.
I don't
It's
know.
the same thing because what do you need to do, right? So first of all, let's do like guy, so men, women, just
Mhm.
to have that part. for the guy knows oftentimes that he wants to sleep with the woman,
Yes.
but doesn't know whether he wants a relationship with the woman.
Yes.
The woman oftentimes knows that she wants a relationship with someone, and so won't sleep with him. Maybe it the relationship is important as the condition and what she gets out of it. So it can be a relationship, it can be money, it can be dates, it can be children. So a lot. So she knows what she wants,
Mhm.
and if the person can or seems like can give her what she wants, or seems like he's able to give her what she wants, or has the potential to give her what she wants, then she'll say, "Okay, let's do it." Of course, sometimes women also say, "No, I want straight." So that's like the women as well. They can compartmentalize. So they'll
Th- They'll let the
or
bum hit, and the serious guy will have jumped two hoops.
yeah. So what I said when I was muted was, she'll let a bum, but then let a guy needs to go and date. Any case,
Busted open.
okay. So, anyways, but to put that aside, okay. But the point is, but it's very complex, and a relationship is
Yeah, it is
everything, and dating is everything. You can put one over the other. And so
There is
the
a dating-
man, apparently, a man is older, 51, and he decided 8 years ago when he was 43 to tell a younger woman that he's not interested in pursuing intimacy anymore. He's not even going to try, and he doesn't want the pressure.
Under
Hey,
pressure.
you checked out as a man right there. And so you can't be surprised that the woman is saying, "Hey, I'm making moves." Because, like a lot of, like, not all women are comfortable with making the first move. So I'm making the first move, probably out of desperation. You're not giving me anything. So I think it is the man's fault. But
Well,
she was fault to cheat. She had to just say, "Listen, I don't
Yeah.
want this anymore." Break up, and then you go and do what you want to do.
think
So
you should have
that's
been
her
more
mistake.
vocal.
But it doesn't feel like when I read it, it doesn't come across as though she's really.
Done it maliciously.
No, she's bummed
Mhm.
out because
Yeah,
she
she's
checked out
yeah.
mentally already.
Yeah.
And usually they check out mentally, and then once the physical happens, they checked out already. So they checked.
Yeah,
She checked
the
out
physical.
already.
If the physical is gone, then the mind is also gone.
Yeah.
Don't get it
And
twisted.
and as the man, he had, of course, KR, he had the responsibility to take. He has a responsibility, so he took care of everything except for the intimacy part. 8 year long. We're just friends at this point. So
Bro, put a strap on. Go like I mean, let's be honest. There are out here some women that put the glass on, and then they go ham. Do you, boy? How he puts me. Hey, you gotta find a solution. If you can't use your own tool, you have to find an assistant. Then you start running the play, and then it's all good again. Imagine running around with extendo though. You're running like it's Chicago with an extendo in your pocket. I've seen a video, but you're on mute, by the way. But I've seen a video
51,
where
you're supposed to be able to do it though. At 51, it's
what?
either you have a health issue or
The
you're
guy is
not
probably
interested anymore.
overweight. It's a health issue. He's probably
Well,
overweight.
it's either a health issue or he has an addiction issue, or he has
I
someone
know.
else.
I know what addiction she doesn't have. He's not addicted to her putanga.
He's not addicted to Blue Chew.
Yo, imagine being addicted to Blue Chew, running around with the whole day. He needs to try Blue Chew. Hey, Blue Chew, man. This man
But
probably
he's not
doesn't
trying.
watch
He checked
YouTube.
out. So
Yeah,
at
he
this
checked out,
moment,
yeah.
as a husband, you have a responsibility. You checked out. She was wrong for cheating, but I think, I mean, they're just roommates at that point, so doesn't
Yeah,
really.
roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just go real quick to the comments. Training Guitar 8881 says you should just get a divorce. That's an awful marriage you have. Nice Sister Marin 87 says just leave him. You're clearly unhappy, and it'll be better for both of you. Turbulent Monk 714 says just file for divorce. Weekly Conversation 8 says, why are you with him? You should have left years ago. If you had, you would have met a man who will have will be intimate with you, and you'd be happy instead of stayed and then cheated. That's not okay. You need to leave him. I
Well,
think he knows it all.
that's not totally true. Just
What
because a
isn't?
man is throttling her doesn't mean that she'll be happier.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
continue.
But I think she took accountability. So
Yeah, that's what I like.
yeah, optimal soft 2675. No, like, let me just say that's no pun intended. But
My God.
chances are you're going to chase that high again. Once you experience that feeling, it's difficult to ignore. Your marriage will never be the same. If you and your husband decide to work on the marriage, you must go to counseling. Otherwise, more resentment will build from both sides. Good luck with everything. Well, I think it's over because the husband is not putting in the work. So,
The
hey, man.
work. Someone who's putting in work. We're gonna talk about next.
Yeah. Guys, let us know your thoughts and opinions. What do you think? Do you think that do you agree with our stance that she took accountability? Do you think that it's her fault? Do you think it's the man's fault for checking out, basically saying that he doesn't want to even try to be intimate anymore? Let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on different stories where we discuss trending topics. With that being said, KR, we can move to the next segment.
Yes. The second segment of the day is always the second topic. And in today's show, we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe. He crashed out last week on IG. Total crash out. He crashed out in Michelle's Putanga. Live. Or maybe not. Is it true? Is it real? Or was it a setup for all these things people have been talking about him being involved in other activities? Let's talk about it today. RJ.
Yes. Sharp, man. I watched the live show that he put afterwards, and I'll just say, I wish I can undo the sounds I heard him make on his IG. But he did bounce back very well, I think. So guys, before we proceed, remember to rate the show by press the like button, follow us on our other socials, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, yes. Don't subscribe to the IG channel because you might get weird sounds through your ears. Hey man, let's talk about it. Sports legend accidentally goes live during an intimate moment. He was putting in that work. Well, Shannon Sharpe found out the hard way that it might be not the best situation.
Can you repeat that part again?
Well, Shannon Sharpe might have found out the hard way that this is not the ideal situation.
Bruh.
Hey man, let's take a look at.
Should we use that sound as a sound bite?
Which one?
Sharps.
I hope you're talking about a nightcap. Not that IG stream, bro. Well, are you crazy? Are
Let's
you
go,
losing
let's
your
go.
mind? Hey, man. No one to hear this old man. I thought he was dying.
He was having a heart
I was
attack.
I was already ready to pray to bring him back. The Mar Hamlin style. Anyway, talking about the Mar Hamlin. Did you see Tua's situation with a concussion?
No.
Well, Tua
Well,
got a concussion
so
trying to run through Damar Hamlin's chest.
I didn't see a concussion. I saw a resurrection. Is that what you're talking about? Are we talking about the same thing?
R.I.P. Tua's career after this one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about Cameron, man. Cameron had this to say about that whole situation. Fair use.
Apologizing to ESPN, you guys, then you're bragging. Thirdly, you say, you know who called me today? Cat Williams. He said, you ain't gay today. Why you gotta make an announcement you ain't gay? If people say you gay, whatever. I don't think you need to make an announcement. I wore pink a lot of my career. People be like, hey, Cam is gay. Cam is gay. And I'll be like, bring your mother around and see what happens if you bring your mother around or your sister. Let's see how gay I am. I don't need to make an announcement that I'm not gay. I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe is gay or isn't gay. I don't care what his sexual preference is. I think this whole thing was staged. You know what happens after that? You talking about, oh, y'all crashed the site. All my merch sold out. All of a sudden, now all the merch sold out after you on IG Live grunting. So I told you. Yeah, man. I think this was a ploy. I think it's a Ponzi scam. But if it worked for you, it worked for you. But that's my personal opinion. This was a Ponzi. Me and Big Church was talking about it. All of a sudden, you apologizing, bragging, merch sells out. You're not gay. It's too much going on in one Instagram joint for me. Apologizing to ESPN.
It's too much, man. It's too much. Cam trolling. Classic Cam again, man.
Yeah. I think he said something on the live show he had. So the nightcap live show he had right after that incident. So it was the next day. And what he said was this is the truth. And the thing is, it's a lose-lose situation. Because either people will say the people who believe that he did it on purpose will keep believing that he did it on purpose, and the people who says that he didn't do it on purpose will keep believing that he didn't do it on purpose. It's just people being people. And so like there's already this like tension between Cam so it is what it is platform and Shannon. And so it's not, I wouldn't expect them to say nah, it's an accident, especially them. I mean, they're master trollers. So I don't think that this is like a perfect opportunity for them to troll. Why would they throw it away? Doesn't make sense.
That is true. RJ, have you tried to go live on IG?
On IG, never. No.
Press on that plus.
Let me see.
On the story, you see the plus or down? You see the plus. Press on the plus. Yeah.
Yes.
Or the plus down.
Doesn't matter. On the plus.
Okay. You have to swipe to left or one time if you press on the lower plus, and if you press on the story plus, you have to swipe 4 times.
Swipe where?
Check. To go to live.
I don't have it like that. No, I have it differently, I guess.
Where is the live? You have to swipe, go to the left and right in order to get to the live.
Yeah. I slept to the left.
Yeah. How many times do you have to swipe to the left to go to live?
To the right.
To the right or left. Doesn't matter. You have to swipe.
Yeah. Twice. Yeah.
Twice. And then you have to press on that button.
Press it?
No. I'm not saying you should press it. Then you press it and then it starts counting down.
It can
Right?
happen though. It can happen. It can happen. You
If
know why
that
I
can
say that? You know
happen,
how many times I check my phone and, for example, I have it on lock, and then you know when you
what
have it
was
on
his
lock and you swipe
explanation?
it.
How did it happen, RJ?
I mean, it's a hell of a coincidence. I'll give you that. It's a hell of a coincidence. But it can happen.
Well, yes, the odds are very slim.
What
Slim to
one time
none, actually.
it happened to me
It's
once,
not
and I
like it's
was
not like he had it in his pocket. It was on the bed.
so his story is that he had it. Yeah, it was on the bed, and then he threw it away. But maybe when they were,
But
but
if he threw it away, why was it
the lady was laying down
composing?
on
Like,
top of it.
Wow, dude.
Yes,
she was shaking. Her hands were shaking, I guess. Bruh, come on, man. This is I believe whatever he wants us to believe, but I don't believe it happened by mistake. That's all I'll say. It takes too much movements for it to go live exactly at the moment. Was he halfway? I don't know. Or when he started. I don't know which one it was. I don't know. I don't know
So
the
his
timing, but
his story was that she was laying down, she was laying on top of the phone. And so at one point he took it and threw it. So he took it, threw it to the side, and maybe that's when it started recording. So when it
so tell me this,
landed on
RJ.
the
So
bed,
was Instagram the whole time on?
I don't know.
So she was watching Instagram while he was piping, and then he took it and threw it away.
No, it was his phone. It was his phone.
Mm-hmm.
But the phone was on
Yes,
the
okay.
bed, and she was on the phone, but she wasn't using the phone. At least not consciously.
Man, like I
So you
said,
think it's cap?
if I think it's cap, man. This must be cap, man. And it's not that risky as people think, because he didn't show anything. It's not like he was like Paul Pierce recording a chick twerking. That was
You know what my you know what my challenge with that KR is, that he's
Which
always
one?
been a very private person. And so he dates in private. He does he tells you, I date in private. So if I break up in private, it's a private breakup.
Yes.
Why is it so it doesn't? So let me put it like this. If this was Kim K, I would say yes. It was on purpose, but it's not Kim K. It's Shannon. Shannon has Shannon has Shannon has a contract with ESPN, which is corporate.
Yes.
He has a bunch of shows, and his whole, it doesn't fit his character to do that. And it's not like he needed it either, because he's booming number wise. So that's the reason why I'm saying it doesn't really fit his MO, and it doesn't really make sense why he would do it on purpose, because he didn't have to. Usually people that start doing things like this, for example, OnlyFans people, they don't do it because they have an abundance and then want the cherry on the cake. It's oftentimes because they don't have money that they're gonna put the cake on the cherry. So it doesn't make sense for him to do it on purpose and risk everything. So something weird happened, and some people were maybe insinuating that it was perhaps the woman who did it, but hey.
Number-wise, numbers are not really that up, though. I'll say this. But hey, man, what it is, what it is. What I do think is that the troll action. There is another troll video by Cam. Fair use. I'm gonna share it real quick.
Suck that dick while you drive, while I drive. That's what I like. That's right, you suck it. That's really driving me crazy. Yeah. Watch your teeth. Watch your teeth, bitch. Watch your teeth. Your teeth, what? There you go. There you go. There you go. I said, watch your fucking teeth, bitch. Oh, you out your fucking mind? Come here, come around here while I drive. Come here. Come get on top. Come get on top while I drive. Yeah. That's how you drive me crazy. That's how I drive my bitches crazy. That's how. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Come on, man.
You see,
I to run this thing.
I put the best. He said, "I push the pedal. You drive the stick." Hey, man. But hey, one thing for sure, RJ, and I'll say this: whether it's real or not, what is real is the merch, and they put out the merch already. That's my Michelle nightcap, film
69.
department,
Nightcap 69.
Film department, nightclap.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's my Michelle. Hey, man, nightclap. Hey, it is what it is. He's getting his weight up. Numbers might have been going down. Now the numbers are back up.
Well, you're saying the numbers are going down, but compared to, I mean, Cat Williams was an anomaly. And then after that, I agree with you, like he was soaring, but it was an anomaly. So he was bound to get back, quote unquote, down. Also, the numbers have been down because Nightcap is actually a sports show and they're mostly known for football. And now it's football season again. So they're going to go back up. So, yeah, this was the first week. This is the second week just took place or just started last Thursday. So they're bound to go back up. And the example I gave about Cat Williams was, you can say, yeah, it's Club Shay Shay, but of course Shannon did talk about it on his platform. Now, since recently he has been promoting his clothing brand. And so I think this is the Cat Williams anomaly equivalent of launching his brand. But KR, why would he go so far? He has a liquor.
It's not as far. What I'm trying to say is, it's not as far as you think. It is.
You okay? I think it's.
He didn't show anything. It didn't show anything.
It's a very intimate moment, and to make sounds like that, KR, let's do this. Let's just, for the sake of like a mental exercise, assume that you're right. He did it on purpose.
Yes.
That would mean that they had to talk about what had to be said. That would mean that they had to talk about what had to be, what had to be made, the positioning of the camera.
No, I'm not saying that the sounds were fake.
You don't think that? Come on, man. So you think they would do the real deal, but risk that it would be shown live? Anything happens with the phone, you would show something. How can the actions be real? It doesn't make sense.
The phone was on the bed. Let's say technically he threw it out. He threw it up.
Yeah, it was below the lady, and afterwards he threw it not out, but threw it further on the bed or on a nightstand or something. No, on the bed. It was on the bed.
On the bed, yes, on the bed. I don't know which camera was up and down. That's another
Me neither.
thing.
Me neither. Me neither. Yeah.
But okay, he threw it out. Then you start stroking. You press on record, threw it up, start stroking. It helps his brand.
But why would he do it? Why would he actually do it?
The numbers.
Why wouldn't he? So why would he risk
And also,
the phone flipping or something happening with the phone,
if
losing
you
all his?
throw the phone up that way, have you ever tried to throw a phone?
Yeah.
Does it flip when you throw it? When you purposely throw it so it lands on his back.
So
or
I'm an
in the front?
attorney. My day job is I'm an attorney. I don't take unnecessary risks. Why would I risk? What it?
So that's why.
The chances are very slim, but there is a chance something can always happen. Why would I actually do it? That's my whole point. If I'm gonna fake it, I'll just fake it.
Let's say technically then, let's go with they were faking the sounds. Let's go that route, because then you don't take the risk. You say it's risky. I don't think it's that risky. If you throw
have
it
a
up,
family, you have a family, he has a brother he looks up to. He has, I believe, one son, two daughters.
Yes.
He has a job in corporate
How
America.
did the sons and daughters came about?
He has a job in corporate America. On ESPN, which is as corporate as it gets nowadays.
Did he show anything?
We have examples of people who are on camera doing nothing.
Who?
Michael Irving.
Obvious?
And get no, come on. we come on, man. We have evidence. Not evidence. We have talked about the Michael Irving situation. He didn't do anything. A lady working in a hotel, in a Marriott, I believe, or a Hilton, walked up to him, started talking to him. There was clear distance. There were 4 moments where they interacted physically. 2 handshakes and 1 touch on the outer elbow, 1 touch on the other outer elbow. He went back to his room. There wasn't any video showing anything else, and still he got dragged out of his hotel. Do
you think they saw the video, or do you think they only heard what happened and they decided?
Maybe the moment
let's do the lawyer thing. Let's not take risks. Send them away for the time
right
being.
now. Yes, you're referring right now to what happened. You're referring right now to what happened in that moment. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you're right. You're not gonna wait for evidence. You just take them out and say, "Sorry, you need to leave because you need to extract."
Just to be sure. Yeah, the lawyer thing. They talk this with the lawyers.
Great. Within a week, the footage dropped. He was still not allowed to be at the Super Bowl.
Well,
and afterwards,
the Super Bowl was
Afterwards, it took a long time for him to get back on TV. Not even on ESPN, but on Fox Sport.
Who do you think was holding it back?
Who was holding what back?
Him coming back.
It was the NFL.
The same lawyers who said, send them away, just to be sure. Because there's a lawsuit. If they let them come back right away, there's a lawsuit. There's definitely 100% a lawsuit for Michael Irvin.
He did file a lawsuit. And then they settled.
He filed a lawsuit against Marriott, not against NFL.
That's true. But my point being,
you starve if you starve the beast, it's easier to let them back in, to feed them.
If you what?
If you starve the beast,
Starve the beast, yeah.
it's easier when he needs to eat. You let him back in and you accept whatever you give him.
That's true.
I'm not saying, again, I'm not.
But my point is this. My point
your
is
point
this.
is
They have
he
done.
didn't do anything. That is true. But at that point, they'll do the lawyer thing. The lawyers decided to send Michael away just to be sure. Because what you don't want that week is a crazy situation. In this case, he went live. There was nothing to see. There's literally the only thing you hear are sounds. It could have been an audio. He could have said anything. There's actually nothing to see. I saw the video. I can only see the ceiling and a couple of sounds. Dude was always going out. We almost had to pray for the guy to come back, but can you fire someone for a situation like that?
Do you think that if it was Paul Pierce, they would? Do you think that if it was Paul Pierce, would you think that he would still have his job?
Why do you think Paul Pierce is complaining now?
Of course he is.
He's saying they are a preference. There's a clear preference because he's bringing in the thing is he's also a cash cow, RJ. Don't forget about that. Cash cow changes the whole situation.
Well, so I'll say this.
He's bringing the views.
So you're telling me that he considered all of these things. So you considered all of these things and he said, there's no way ESPN can fire me. Let's do it.
Sometimes people do foolish things.
Do you?
I'm not saying.
You think?
Sometimes
so you
do
think that he
things.
said he saw what they did to Michael? He saw what they did to Corda. Remember. Remember, KaiR. I had to say it. Remember, KaiR. They did it to Michael Irving.
To Paul Pierce.
They did it to Paul Pierce. How many ESPN people didn't get fired in the same year? So the same period, right, or at least get fired right before Shannon Sharpe was onboarded.
Let me
so
see.
ESPN
let me watch
has
the
a
video
record
real
of
quick.
letting people go.
Yes, they have a record of letting people go.
You're seeing ESPN. So Shannon said, you know what? ESPN can't fire me. I have enough money here. I'm good. I just find it hard to
calculated
believe.
risk, RJ. Calculated risk. There's such thing as a calculated risk. The people have been on his butt for the longest since he was hanging out with his stylist. The reason why they fought at the NBA show, he had a run-in with
Ja Morant's dad.
Ja Morant's dad. Yeah, one always said NBA's greatest shooter. His dad. It's because they were heckling him. They were saying something about the date. Enjoy your date, something like that. Yo, I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
I didn't know that.
That's
I didn't know
what
that's why
allegedly
they
have
fought.
been said.
I didn't know that.
Allegedly, that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. I wasn't there, so I cannot say.
Were you there? Oh, okay,
for
you
sure.
were there. Yeah.
I'm not a stylist, so I can be there. I can pay for that. I'm a broke guy. I was goes again. It says inverse balling from a mama's basement. Don't forget about that. But hey, maybe it was a mistake. The odds are, the only thing I think is, no matter how you do it, it's not like it's one button. It's like you have to press on the plus, you have to swipe, and then press again.
So I have had a couple, so it has happened to me that when I take my phone out of my pocket, I'm at the recording reel, the story, not live, but the story,
feature.
Yeah. And for it to happen, I have my phone right here. It just needs to swipe one time left, and I'm at the story.
Or press
I don't
the
need
plus. Or press
That's
on one
so
of the
yeah. I doubt.
press.
Of course,
Are
I
you
don't
talking
know.
about? Are you talking about? Are you talking about recording a story or viewing a story?
Recording a story.
Okay, that's only a swipe or a plus.
That's
yes,
only a swipe.
or
So
the plus.
it
button.
has happened to me that I take my phone out of my pocket and I see that I'm at the recording story feature. I doubt that I pressed the plus button with one of my muscles in the back. So it's probably the swipe somewhere.
It's swiped. Yes.
Okay. Then it had to swipe not on the screen, but specifically at the bottom of the screen. I need to swipe because if I swipe back right, then I go back to the main page. So that means what he did was let's see what the shortest way was for him to go live. So something happened, it swiped left. Then he had to go to the bottom. I have it here, the bottom of his phone.
Yeah.
2 swipes, maybe in this case 3, whatever. At the bottom, only the bottom to go live.
Yes.
That's the second step.
Of all places. Of all places.
Yeah. But that's like step 2.
That's and don't regard. It's like this is a small window.
Marginal. It's very marginal.
Yes.
And the third, I need the what's it called? KaiR? The Elgato. What's it called? To show the screen on my phone.
Oh, a screen share, you mean?
Yeah. No, screen share.
Anyway, continue.
The capture card.
But the capture card. Yeah.
So
would have been good at this moment. We're
3
poor,
taps.
guys.
Okay, so
subscribe, so we can buy the capture. Card.
So the first step was swipe once to the left, which can happen to anyone because anywhere you swipe, if you're on the home page, you'll get there. The second one is a bit more challenging because you have to swipe or press on live, because you can also press. Now, something had to press on live specifically. And maybe,
by the way, I don't understand where you're heading to.
Maybe it was 2 quick taps because the live and the live button to go to the live feature and the live to the button you need to press to go live itself are fairly close to one another. So I think that's what happens. It was probably on the camera feature, and then when he took it out, to throw it away, he did click with his finger without knowing, and before you know it, he was live. That's the only explanation I can think of. I understand what you're saying. What are the chances? But I'm saying what's more likely
slim that happens. What is more likely?
As
a lawyer, let me ask you this: what is more likely in that situation? You went through the process yourself. How small is that chance? I'm trying to figure out. The whole time I was listening to you, I was trying to figure out if you were trying to prove my point or prove your point.
No, I'm showing you. I'm telling you that I understand your point by going through it. But now I'm gonna reach my conclusion.
Inconclusive, like every lawyer does. Tell me.
My conclusion is. So, like I said, 3 steps. First, you press. You're on the live page, your home page. You swipe left, and then if you press, this is what I think. This is the most likely situation. It was already on the phone feature, the record feature, and then he took out his phone like this. But then, as he threw it away, he pressed on the live and on the record.
You're making it even more split. But okay, continue. I believe you.
That's the thing, because it's either that I believe that the chance, if it was a bum or someone who can't afford rent or something, and then of course it would be more believable. But why would he throw everything he has away with this? Not knowing how people will react. Does he need it? It doesn't make any sense for someone to logically say, I'm going to risk it all while you're everything. So his whole trajectory is going up as a whole. Why would he do it? Doesn't make any sense for him to do it unless he's not. I mean, maybe it's like a concussion. Maybe he has concussion. And then he would say,
CD, he was twerking in his brain when he was doing. Yeah,
but I doubt it. So
but,
that's my
yeah, but
that's my point of view.
I understand your point as well, but don't forget there was no backlash. Only funny things happened after this, and his merch is up again.
Yes, but that's also great marketing, and that's also risky
He
because you don't
started
know
first
how
of
people.
all. Let's start how he started off saying, "I was hacked. I was hacked."
No, that was
Then
ESPN said it. ESPN said it.
No,
that's why
that
he
was
came.
on
Yeah,
his.
Yes, but he told ESPN, "No, I'm gonna come out and say the truth," because
But
it was
he
according to the
posted on
live on the live.
Mhm.
It was placed on his live on his phone.
Yeah, on his story.
And then when I saw a screenshot of that, but when I went and looked, like about an hour later or two, it wasn't there.
He removed it. Yes, he removed it.
Yes,
because
and
he
so
knew that
in the
no
show,
one is gonna believe it.
And in the show, he was saying ESPN called out and say this, and I said no, I'm just gonna come out and say the truth. That's what he said. He said that ESPN wanted that to be the narrative, and then he said no, I'm just gonna come out and tell the truth. That's what he said. So he didn't say that's what my team said. He said ESPN.
So ESPN told them to continue that narrative and not do another one.
I think ESPN told him to. I think if I'm not mistaken, guys, if I'm mistaken, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure he said that ESPN proposed. And remember, he has a marketing team. So maybe they contacted his marketing team, and Jordan is the one he names. Maybe Jordan was the one who put it there. And then he saw it and said, no, remove it. You know how these things go, KaiR.
I know. Let me I'm trying to find that video real quick. Here it is. Let me see. The headboard.
Hey, man. We can also leave it for this. I mean, we're also looking at the time. Maybe we can ask.
Let's close this one. Let us know in the comments, guys. We've been discussing this. So, do you think it was real? Do you think it was fake? Some people are saying that Unc needs to get himself a flip phone so he doesn't make this mistake ever again. Let us know what you think about this.
I read somewhere that someone said sounds like Unc has sleep apnea.
Anyway, amen. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think the Cameron's parody was great as well? Who knows, man? Let us know in the comments. We'll feature the best comment next week in next week's show. RJ.
Yes. Don't forget to comment. But don't forget as well to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more updates on different stories where we discuss trending topics and try to explore uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the conversation going in the comment section.
Yes. Let's go to the final segment of the day. We always have the short thought. Let's keep it as short as possible. In today's show, we're gonna talk about two topics. The first one is going to be, by the way, in the short thought, we always discuss commonplace situations and trending topics, and we give short responses to it. First topic of today. Want to say something?
I was just gonna say, remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to check us out on our other socials as well.
Yes. Well, love sometimes come in different forms, and one of them we could have seen during this video by Jeannie and Jeezy. He was loving it. They were loving it. Just this is not even 4 years ago. And now here we are, man. Jeannie Mai claims that Jeezy has failed to meet key finance obligations from their divorce settlement. Do you remember? We talked about this before. We closed this. I thought we closed this, but apparently they didn't close it because they didn't share the settlement. But now we know the settlement. Mai alleges that Jeezy has not paid $4,000 in childcare and school fees for their daughter Monaco. Jeezy reportedly also didn't transfer the titles of 2 vehicles, a Range Rover and a Ford Bronco, to Jeannie, which prevents her from insuring and using them. And in addition, Jeannie claims that Jeezy owes nearly $100K in rent for 4 months on her LA home. In addition to all that, in the settlement, Jeezy was supposed to give access, or at least that's what is being claimed. Jeezy is supposed to give access to a fund for the daughter, which is about a $500,000 fund. So here we are.
Can
Back
they
to where it
talk
started. Back to where it started.
for a minute? Jeezy, she wants to receive your pay. I didn't expect this to happen, KaiR. It seems like they handled it well. It
No,
started
not
crazy
really. It started good.
It started good. It
Then
started
it turned
amicable.
sour. Yeah.
Then Jeannie Mai posted a picture of Jeezy walking around with an AK.
With a Draco.
With a Draco.
Young Draco. He was young Jeezy to young Draco.
And now, and then we heard they settled. And so we were
Out of
like, okay,
nowhere.
what did they settle? What was the settlement agreement? But hey, slowly but surely we can, maybe we don't see the settlement, we can see the settlement agreement, but we can extract what was agreed upon Sherlock Holmes style. So unpaid, $4,000 unpaid in childcare and school fees for their daughter, Monaco. Car ownership transferred, a Range Rover and a Ford Bronco. And unpaid rent, 100,000, 100K. Hey, man. The question always is, so the question is, because this isn't the total picture, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a bit. For a moment.
Mm-hmm. Which of the devils?
The Duke kind. The upper lip. What do you call it? Stiff upper lip kind. But does that mean so the question is, was Jeezy supposed to pay the money directly to those instances or to their creditors and didn't? Or was he supposed to pay it through Jeannie alongside other things? Jeannie used the money for other things and didn't pay these things and is now asking for the money. So that's why we do need all the information in order to form our own opinion. We saw when we covered the Tiger Woods divorce, but also
not the divorce, the
the
breakup.
separation. Yeah, the breakup.
The breakup with his girlfriend.
Also, who did we cover, KaiR, that
we covered the actor Kurt Kevin's, no, not Kevin.
I'm looking for the one who rented out a luxury apartment to a billionaire tycoon, and then the wife was seen with that tycoon after the breakup.
Yeah, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, yeah. So
Yeah, it was Kevin, but I was Kevin Spacey in my head, but I knew it was a Kevin.
Yeah. But so in both instances,
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy one.
But what we see is that the story that the women are sharing was only half of the story, and
Yep.
so usually Jeannie Mai is the one that's, well, in this case, Jeezy was the one who went public first, I believe. But you always need two sides of the same coin. So Jeannie
was the one who came out.
What?
Jeannie was the one who came out with this story now because she hasn't received the money. So
yeah, but in the beginning it was only Jeezy coming out.
Oh, you mean, well, yes, because Jeezy was the one who filed the divorce.
Yeah, Jeezy filed, and Jeezy went and talked to I
know who you mean.
My only regret, Nia Long.
Nia Long, yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is crazy. He's starting to spit out Jacob lyrics to find out what's her name.
Oh, you caught it. You caught it.
Yeah.
So you caught it. Yeah. So but hey, I think this is the beginning. Of course, you have PR team. Both people are well-known people, so they both have their PR teams. And as we always say, it's about the kids, though. Remember to take into account the kids. So if you have an agreement, just fulfill your agreement. Point blank. Period. And this is what I mean with public breakups, right? Public dating, public breakups. Now you need to go explain. Now you need to now you're trying to clean your dirty laundry for everyone to see. It's not a nice view. So I hope they can use common sense. I hope that common sense can prevail and they can solve the problem.
Yeah, man. I think the whole thing is it's turning into, again, because it turned at the end sour, and now it seems to we're back at the beginning again, where they are again in court. We don't know, like you said, we don't know what the full story is, because the Kevin Costner story was also a crazy one. It seemed like Kevin was the one who was doing monkey backflips where on the set, came home to find out his wife was banging the neighbor who he was renting the house to. So a family friend, actually. But yeah, let's see what happens. I do think that this also shows you the settlement that wasn't shared before. So now we know what was settled. Maybe Jeezy pulled her card by not paying, showing her that he can treat her the same way he treats everyone else. I don't know. Let's see how this develops, and we'll keep covering this. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. Do you think Ginny is right? Do you think Jeezy is right? Do you think both are wrong and they are both crashing out while the daughter is in between them? Let us know in the comments. Let's go to the next section. Got him. We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yes, yes.
That's against the law. You're going to have to go to jail.
Yes. They got Apollo Kiboloy. We covered his story like 2 weeks ago. He had his whole compound where he had his followers living, and he had also crazy 3 stories of it was a craziness. If you look at the whole compound, huge compound, and people were saying that he was hiding there. People weren't sure. The police was still searching. By the way, for those who don't know, Kiboloy is on FBI's most wanted list, facing multiple charges in the US, including trafficking, bulk cash smuggling, and broadening the scandal through a whole international reach. So it's not only there, but I would guess the bulk cash smuggling, would it be that he had a sermon at in the US, and they let the plates go around, got some donations, they packed it up and shipped him through private jet. I would guess that's what they mean with bulk cash smuggling, but who knows? But despite this serious accusation, Kiboloy has always denied the wrongdoing and maintaining his almost said ignorance,
Ignorance.
innocence throughout the investigation. RJ, well, he's
Yeah,
been
I'm looking at the compound again. Big compound. And we talked about this, I think, a couple of shows ago.
Yep.
Briefly. And like I said, it's I find it so fraud and fraudulent acts. I mean, financial crimes are one thing, but using God to do it, to me, it's despicable, because you know that when people hear God, they people want a spiritual connection and they go to you. They basically put themselves in a position where they make you their teacher and hope that, and trust actually, that you can teach them how they have to live in order in order for the souls to go to heaven. And so by misusing it like this, it's a shame. And he's not the first, he's not the last. A lot of psychopaths do it. It seems like he's the Philippine version of the Kool-Aid dude, John Jones.
Continue.
What?
Let's continue. Let's continue.
What?
Let's not stay too long. It's not John Jones. You're close, but
I'm
it's
close.
not John.
I know I'm close.
You're close, but it's not John.
I know it's not. It's Jones. I'm gonna call. Let me see if I know a song. His only regret.
Baller!
No. Jim Jones. Yes, Jim Jones. Yeah. I was like, okay. So it's the same kind of people, and you see the same pattern over and over and over again. There are a lot of these groups. They call, sometimes they're cults. If they're small, you call them cults. If they're big, you call them churches and evangelists, etc. But it's a shame. He's denying it, I believe. He's still denying it, right?
Yeah, he was denying it. Yeah. So let's see how it turns out in court.
Yeah.
But
I hope it gets. If it is true, and I doubt that it's not true. I hope he gets what he deserves.
Yeah, we've been covering a lot of stories of fraudulent pastors. I think last week we even covered one in the short thought. Before that, we had the Bling pastor from New York who got a couple of years for his crazy story, where he basically defrauded a woman out of her life savings, an elderly woman. I mean, we've covered a lot of these cases, and I think sometimes you have to be very wary of these of the pastors, because obviously not all of the pastors have the best intentions with their followers, and who knows if this is also the case with Apollo. But what you see is that people misuse their power to gain an advantage for themselves, which is technically not really what Jesus wanted according to the scriptures. So they are using the weakness of people to enrich themselves. And like you said, that's actually very despicable where you do that, when you do that. So Let's see what happens, man. Keep following us. If you guys have any other stories about cults or pastors that got locked up, let us know in the comments. We would like to cover more of these stories, talk about them, understand the psychology behind these crazy people. And I'm talking about the pastors who misuse their power. And yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think he's actually being framed because of his friendship with former President Duterte, Rodrigo Duterte, or is he guilty? Let us know in the comments, and maybe your comment will be featured next week. RJ, anything else you
Yes,
want to say?
Yeah, nothing else but to tell those of you who've made it this far, thanks for watching and listening. Whatever your thoughts are, please let us know in the comment section below. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification icon. Let's have a healthy conversation in the comment section. And until next time,
peace.
Peace. Oh, come on, man. Hey.
Me, my Michelle. Here I come. My Michelle. Here I come. Strap it up.
Maybe
Peace out, guys.
the Reddit story had something to do with that.
Maybe it was Shannon. Oh man. Peace out.